Hey everybody, what's up? It's Booksy. Today is Saturday, September 3rd. I'm going to be doing a bit of a community video today, just talking about community relations, what it means to be in this position for me personally, and what's wrong right now with the AMC charts. And it's going to end with a bit of a call to action. So if you're uncomfortable with that, just know that's coming, that I'm going to challenge you to get involved in this problem. And then I'll, conclude the video. So just really quick, there was a lot of drama this week, right? If you follow me on Twitter, you already know what's going on. If you don't, then it's probably better that you don't even worry about it. I'm not going to be naming names on here. I'm not going to be slandering other people. That's not what I do. I am going to challenge other people from time to time, and that's what I did on Twitter about a week ago now. I think it was Sunday last week. I challenged everybody to step up and to cry out and to make noise about this because I was angry. And that anger was mischaracterized. It was taken and turned around and against me this week. And I'm not apologizing for that. By the way, I didn't stutter. I said what I wanted to say. Someone a long time ago told me that whether or not, like it or not, I'm a YouTuber now. And that's a responsibility now that I have. And I took that to mean that. I took it to mean that it was a responsibility to provide as best data as I could and to be essentially, like, whether you like it or not, a representative, right? There's other people who do YouTube who do not believe that, okay? They're entertainment. They seek to be an entertaining balm, if you will, for people who just want to relax and hang out and watch the markets and stuff like that. That's fine. I don't disparage those people at all. I think if that's what they want to do, they can do that, and people are going to gravitate towards that when they want to do that. Personally, when I set out to do this, I've always conducted myself in the same way, which is let's go look at the charts. Let's go see what the charts have to say. Let's go see what the numbers say. Let's go look at what the patterns say. And that's the way I've conducted myself for the last year. I've not always been correct every single time. You know that. I'm just a person. I'm not perfect. What happened this past week, though, and the mischaracterization that happened, this is what I want to basically land on here. I get to decide what I meant by something, not somebody else. So somebody else can put words into your mouth all they want, but ultimately, like, you're the one that said it, and I know what I said, and I know why I'm angry about it. And I'm not apologizing for being angry about this. This is not a tinfoil hat theory. This is not me inventing something that doesn't exist. This is not a narrative. This is not drama. This is very simply a real problem in the markets. Right now you have at least five different, I didn't put Wealth Simple on here, but you have five different alternate all-time highs and lows. Five. And if you count TD Ameritrade and Fidelity, who decided not to do a chart shift, you actually have six, which means that all of the data that you're doing, all of the pattern analysis, everything is essentially going to depend, whether you're right or wrong is going to depend on which particular vendor your information is coming from. There should never be a time at all in the market history where that is a problem. It's just wrong. It's messed up. And it doesn't make any sense to me. For me to be angry about that is a choice. I chose to be angry about it because I've never seen anything quite like it. And it's very frustrating that it's not being fixed immediately. Unfortunately, I looked into it. There doesn't seem to be a very quick, direct route to somebody who's like in charge of all this stuff, right? Basically, the DTCC has a data division, and they send out information to vendors who buy that information. But ultimately, like, the prices come from these different places that just track supply and demand. And so for them to admit that they're wrong, they're just not doing it. And it doesn't seem to me that there's anybody ultimately who's in charge except for the SEC, and that means it's probably going to take a while to get it fixed, let's be honest, which is also very frustrating. I chose to go to what I thought was considered the town square, right, and to vocalize that anger and to get people riled up because ultimately I believe that there should be some anger about this, and that if you're not angry about it, then there's something off, right? If you're a technical analyst and you're not upset by these numbers, then it just doesn't make sense. You must have some kind of alternate view about the way markets should work. And you don't have to verbalize your anger like I do, right? You could be very quietly angry about it. But then why come out in opposition to me, right? Like that, so that doesn't make sense. Like, why come out in opposition to this anger, you know? It doesn't make sense. And so I feel like there's a platform there and a responsibility to try to get people to at least know what's going on, to understand that it's not one person's narrative, right? That this affects everybody. So if you're a trader and you like technical analysis, this affects you. And I'm going to challenge you today to try to reach out to the SEC. On my Twitter profile, I pinned it. There's 2 emails that you can use. You can address it. And I posted some of those numbers on there as well. All you have to do, take 3 to 5 minutes this weekend, if you're willing to, and just shoot them an email and say, hey, this is wrong. Like, this should not be happening. Something is off, right? These vendors are giving out different information to these different charting programs. They're using different formulas. And now we've got 6 different charts that we're having to look at. We can't interpret data correctly when we have to guess who's right. It's that simple. The mathematics matter for the technical analyst. It's the most important thing. The reason we can be stoic when we approach the chart is because it's math. So without the math being solid and concrete, everything from fib levels to trend lines is subject to which vendor do you use, and that's not right. So I'm going to challenge you guys to do that. For those of you in the Discord that have been out there helping me, you know who you are. There's a few people that really like hit the ground running with this. I just want to say thank you for that. I really appreciate it. For those of you who have stuck with me through all the BS this week and just sat with me this week while we were charting stuff and basically ignoring everything else going on as best we could, thank you for that time. I appreciate you very much. And then for those of you who are kind of done, who are like, I'm tired of this guy. He chose to die on this hill. I don't want to die on this hill with him. That's fine too. Thank you for sticking with me. If you've been with me for a year and you're deciding now is the time to move on and go elsewhere, thank you. You know, I can't thank you enough. I'm not ungrateful, you know. I really appreciate it. I've always tried my best to provide you guys with good data, with the best technical analysis I can. I don't feel like I've ever kind of slipped on that. You know, I've been wrong before, but I've always done it correctly. Like, I've done the TA correctly as best I can. And therefore, you know, like, we can part ways. We don't have to be friends, you know, forever and ever. It's okay. It's more for me about making sure that something that is wrong is corrected. And that until it's corrected, I don't feel comfortable with the technical analysis. And I don't like that we have to guess. And so I'm angry about it. I think it's really wrong that it's not fixed. It's been over a week now. So I'm going to remain that way, right? I may not vocalize it the same way every time, but I am angry. I'm upset. I'm choosing that. So again, if that's not something that you're comfortable with and you're like, man, even if this thing's fixed in a week, like, I'm never coming back here again, it's fine. Like, it really is. You don't need my permission. You already know that. Choose your words, right? Choose how you want to respond to me. Ultimately, you're going to answer for your own words, not from things that I said. So always try to conduct yourself in a way that if you look back on it, you're not going to be embarrassed, right, later on. Because believe me, your words will be used against you. They will discredit you, you know. It's happened to me, and it's not fun, you know. So make sure, you know, that you consider your own heart in that matter as you move forward. But I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for taking the time to listen if you listen to this. And let's keep fighting the good fight. Let's go back in and try to get the SEC's attention about this. Let's put this drama behind us, you know. We don't need to dwell on it. There's no reason to. It's what's said has been said. It's done. We can move forward in confidence and keep doing good TA. We just got to get these charts fixed, you know. That's the big thing. So again, thank you very much, and I hope you have a great holiday weekend.